Hello, and welcome to this bonus episode of Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, the creator and founder of the Paris Underground Radio Podcast Network. Thank you for joining me in the break between seasons. Each week, I'll pick out 10 of the most interesting things going on in Paris. Let's bookend this week with special events at some of France's most impressive landmarks. Along your way, go, back in time or whatever. Meet art and shop till you drop. Celebrate facelifts and grand reopenings of some of your favorite places. Treat your eyes to classic comics and your ears to tributes to the best. And so much more. This will be the last bonus episode before Season 5 starts. I'll be taking next week off, and then we'll be back on Sunday, January 22nd, with a full season of full-length episodes on Apple Podcasts or Google Play or ParisUndergroundRadio.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, January 8th through Saturday, January 15th, 2023. Let's start this week on a high with a new exhibit on the roof of the Grande Arche in La Défense. This exhibit, titled Notre-Dame, Versailles, la Cité des 4000, Secret de notre patrimoine, is a retrospective of the work of photojournalist Jean-Gabriel Barthélemy, focused on the secret heritage of Notre-Dame, the Palace of Versailles, and Le Cité des 4000 in La Courneuve. With large-scale photos of each of these three locations, you're asked to question what you've been told about each of these places, and what they really mean for France's history. In Notre Dame, you're invited to explore the cracks and the hidden paths of Notre Dame before the fire. In Versailles, travel through boudoirs, vestibules, and secret passages to discover private Versailles. You may be less familiar with the Cité des 4000 in La Courneuve. These 4,000 housing units were built by the city of Paris and symbolize, quote, access to modern comfort for the working classes and the failure of the urban policy of the 1960s, end quote. Notre-Dame, Versailles, la Cité des 4000, Secret de notre patrimoine has just opened at the Trois de la Grande Arche de la Défense, and tickets run between 8 and 16 euros. For more information, please visit lagrandearche.fr. That's LAGRANDEARCHE.fr. January is a good time to freshen up our homes and our favorite spaces to bring in some new energy to the new year. With that in mind, the Bon Marché Rive Gauche has invited contemporary artist Subodh Gupta to create a new store-wide display within its walls. Subodh is an internationally recognized visual artist from India who is most known for his monumental installations composed, among other things, of kitchen utensils. He's previously exhibited in Paris at the Centre Pompidou and La Monnaie de Paris. For this event, Subodh will be displaying some of his work from his Sangam collection throughout the Bon Marché, in places like the front windows and on the second floor. He will also create a brand new monumental installation created on location, installed on either side of the escalators. Sangam and the new monumental installation by Subodh Gupta will be at the Bon Marché Rive Gauche from Monday, January 9th through February 19th and is free to attend. For more information, please visit lebonmarché.com. That's LEBONMARCHE.com. Habits can be hard to break, and if you've been jonesing for more shopping now that the holidays have passed, draw a big red circle around Wednesday, January 11th, when the annual Winter Sold begin. Now is the time to stake out your favorite stores, make a list of everything you've had your eye on, Google promo codes, or sign up for special discounts. The sales will last just 4 weeks, and you likely know the drill by now. The first week will have the smallest discounts, but the largest selection with the widest array of colors and sizes. The last week will have the largest discount, but you'll have to limit yourself to what hasn't already been picked over. According to Marais, 74% of the people shopping will purchase clothing, 28% hygiene and beauty items, and 27% home furnishings. What's on your list? Les soldes d'hiver will run from Wednesday, January 11th through Tuesday, February 7th. Bonne chance! If all this shop talk has your mind on the mall, you might feel real comfortable going back to the 90s. And if so, head over to L'Utrusquel beginning on Wednesday, January 11th for Back to the 90s, a new immersive musical extravaganza. Get totally into the comedic interpretations, songs, dances, remakes of cult scenes, video games, or whatever. On stage, 15 actors will perform cult scenes from the best 90s film and TV series. Take part in a crazy after-party with the performers, and meet the most iconic 90s stars, including international stars Madonna, Oasis, Britney Spears, Kurt Cobain, and Rachel from Friends, and French stars like Mylène Farmer and MC Solar. Make some graffiti next to Mystique, the queen of stencils, dance to hip-hop, or play Super Nintendo. Back to the 90s will be at Le Trusquel from Wednesday, January 11th through Saturday, January 14th, and tickets range from 35 to 45 euros. You are strongly encouraged to come in your best 90s garb. For more information, please visit backtothe90s.co. What do you get when you combine art and science? Well, painter and ecological engineer Nicole King has been doing just that for the past 20 years, and you can find the answers for yourself in her new exhibit De l'écume aux abysses, Écologie des profondeurs, or From Foam to the Abyss, Ecology of the Depths. In this new retrospective, Nicole will showcase 100 paintings centered around the theme of protecting the oceans at the Marais of the 8th arrondissement. Her work combines photography and oil painting, based on what she has seen on her numerous scientific missions around the world as an environmental engineer in oil production, and then as a water resources and pollution expert at WWF International. Her paintings explore notions like the food chain and endangered species. Nicole will also hold a conference on January 19th at 7 p.m. on the topic of Protecting the Oceans, a Journey Between Art and Science. De l'écume aux abysses, Écologie des profondeurs will be at the Marais du 8e from Wednesday, January 11th through January 21st and is free to attend. For more information, please visit nicoleking.fr. Anyone spending a little time in France, and certainly anyone who's grown up here, is at least a little familiar with the two great French comic strip characters, Asterix and Obelix. And now is your chance to get to know them even better. Beginning on Thursday, January 12th, a new exhibit at the Galerie d'Art L'Œil Bleu will feature Goscinny and Uderzo, the creators of Asterix and Obelix. Here you'll be able to admire even the smallest details, with 12 special panels from issues published between 1963 and 1973. By zooming in on these particular panels, you can better appreciate everything that is hidden in these drawings and their dialogue. Quote, "The beauty of these strips is in a movement, in a visual gag, integrated into a crowd of characters, in an expression, in the decorations which bring the stories to life, in a turn of phrase, a pun, a reaction, and above all, in the alliance of these two worlds, writing and drawing, which accompany and enrich each other so well." End quote. Les 12 Art Strips d'Astérix will be at the Galerie d'Art L'Œil Bleu from Thursday, January 12th through Sunday, January 15th, and is free to attend. For more information, please visit asterixartstrips.com. That's ASTERIXARTSTRIPS.com. What would you do if you had been shut away from the world for 8 long years, had a little work done, and you were finally ready to face the public again? Well, if you were the Espace de Projection room at URCAM, you would celebrate with 6 days of festivities. URCAM, or the Acoustic Music Coordination Research Institute, will be holding various activities based around sound, including concerts by Jean-Michel Jarre and Lucien Thune, to kick off a musical season devoted to electronic music, installations, performances, and immersive audio. For 6 days, you can partake in concerts, installations, meetings, open lab days, and participatory experiences. You'll find vocal workshops for children and teenagers, sound experiments, and the music fiction The Other Girl by Annie Ernaux, 2022's Nobel Prize for Literature winner, among others. URCAM en Fête will be at URCAM from Thursday, January 12th through Tuesday, January 17th. Some events are free, some have a fee, some require reservations. For a full program, please visit urcam.fr. That's IRCAM.fr. If you're looking for another way to integrate music into your life, what about combining it with film? On Thursday, January 12th, a new ciné-concert will be held at the Bulgarian Cultural Institute. For the very first time in Paris, the Bulgarian virtuoso pianist Vanetta Nyenska will perform the music of the composer, artist, and architect Dimitar Nenov. You'll be able to hear the original works of Dimitar Nenov, as well as compositions by Franz Liszt, of whom he was a great fan, and then watch the documentary In Search of Dimitar Nenov, which will immerse you in the 20s, 30s, and 40s in Bulgaria before the communist regime repressed and destroyed creative works like his. À la recherche de Dimitar Nenov, ciné-concert de la pianiste Vanetta Nyenska will be at the Institut Culturel Bulgare on Thursday, January 12th at 7:30 p.m. Entrance is free, but reservations are required. More information can be found at ccbulgaria.com. After more than 7 years, Urban Art Paris is making some changes. First up, the UAP Collective is changing its name to Urban Art Crew, and this Urban Art Crew is united around the idea of supporting artists and democratizing urban culture and the hip-hop movement for all. In honor of this new start, Good Dirty Sound and Urban Art Crew are throwing Meet Art at La Concession, with activities from artists from all walks of life. Dance to the beats of the Good Dirty Sound Collective, watch a live graffiti performance, attend a spray customization workshop by Enzo, or the concert Getting Started in the Artistic World, Dare, with inspiring speakers. You can even get your very first tattoo of 2023 from artist Bebert. And last but not least, visit the large photo exhibit by the artists supported by Urban Art Crew. Meet Art will be at La Concession on Friday, January 13th from 6:30 to 11:30 p.m. Tickets are €10, which also includes one free drink. For more information, please visit feverup.com. I'll leave you with one more quintessential activity before we meet back over on Apple Podcasts or Google Play or ParisUndergroundRadio.com or wherever else you listen to podcasts. And that's La Nuit des Choses at the Louvre. For the last days of Les Choses, une histoire de la nature morte, or Things, a Story of Still Life exhibit, the Louvre is throwing a soirée that blends workshops, concerts, talks, and more. Catch a live performance by Thylacine, a performance by Jacques, a meeting with Neil McGregor, a show with Etienne Saglio and Bakar Mar Khalife, and take a mini visit of the exhibit before it goes. In terms of programming, the mini visits are scheduled for every half hour beginning at 6:30. Jacques will perform phono shows at the Khorzabad court of the museum with music made from everyday objects. Magician Etienne Saglio and the artist Bakar Mar Khalife will unveil a unique show in the Cour Marly. Neil McGregor, surrounded by a selection of objects carefully chosen from among those lost or abandoned by visitors, will draw a surprising and sensitive portrait of the largest museum in the world based on the traces that its visitors leave behind. An ephemeral bar will also be installed on the mezzanine of the Richelieu wing for a short break in the company of Bird and his turntables, and French electro producer and composer Thylacine will close the night with an exclusive concert under the pyramid. La Nuit des Choses will be at the Louvre on Friday, January 13th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. For more information and reservations, please visit louvre.fr. That's LOUVRE.fr. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Don't Miss This. Thank you so much for listening to these bonus episodes in the break between sessions, and for supporting me on Patreon. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria. That's JennyPhoria. I'll be off next week, but back for Don't Miss This Season 5 premiere on Sunday, January 22nd. Sign up for our newsletter if you haven't yet over on ParisUndergroundRadio.com and get a quick look at the week ahead. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening, and happy exploring!